Welcome to the University of Marriage podcast, where Apostle Folorunso Alakija answers your most pressing questions on love, commitment, and navigating marital vows.
We don't know whether she has always been like that even before you met her. And if she was, would you have married her? I don't know. We could say maybe she became secretive, maybe because of certain circumstances, some things that happened along the way, and then she suddenly decides, oh, I'm not going to tell him everything. Whatever I know, and I keep it that way. Whatever I want to share is what I'm going to share. Maybe, for some reason, he has lost her trust. And she has now decided that she's going to be keeping to herself with information. We don't know what has happened along the line, but if she has always been like that, as I said, and you don't like her, why did you marry her? So those are questions that we don't have answers to right now for this couple. So we can only just assume that maybe she was hurt along the line and decided to withdraw. And if she wasn't hurt along the line, and if she's always been like this, of course, you can sit your wife down and talk about it. Communication is extremely important in marriage. Don't forget that even siblings don't have the same character. Even twins or triplets or quadruplets don't have the same character. They're all different. So you have a wife who behaves like that. You can sit her down and talk about it and make her realize that it's not something that goes down well with you. And you'd rather she changes. And let the two of you have discussions together and let it be hunky-dory and know what each other wants, what you don't want. And I'm sure I won't be surprised if she has some things to say about you too that she didn't quite like. So communication smoothens the atmosphere so that the devil won't be able to creep in. I don't see why a church wedding is what is going to make your marriage successful. There are so many marriages that are successful without going to church to get married. I think it's in the mindset of people. I don't know where it was written or where it is in the Bible that you have to go to church to get married. No, you don't have to. You can have a traditional marriage. Even in Yoruba land, it is believed that it is the family that's getting married, not even the couple. That once the two families have agreed that these children should get married, that's the marriage. That is the marriage. Tradition has it that once they've given their consent for their children to get married, that is the marriage. So whether they're Christians or they're not Christians, that in Yoruba land, that is the marriage. And I'm sure that, it's the same for many other, tribes in Nigeria. and beyond, in Africa and other nations of the world. It's not until you marry in church before your marriage can be successful. Okay, so you've married in church and you start quarreling. And it's one thing after the other. Is it because you married in church that you're quarreling? It's not because you go to church and you're anointed and you go through all the traditions of the church marriage, that a marriage would be sustained throughout. Not necessarily. It's got nothing to do with the success of the marriage. Yes, you've gone to get a blessing from church. But I tell you, God is everywhere. And even we are the church. Are we looking at the church buildings? Or are we looking at the priests and the pastors in the church? They're God's representatives. They are not God. So I think we should change that mindset. It's not until you go to church before your marriage can be successful. The success of your marriage is in your hands. How you live and love one another. How you make important decisions in your marriage. Among so many other decisions, of course. Is it how to raise your children? Is it schools your children will go? Is it where you're going to live? What makes a success of a marriage? It's all about you loving one another till death do you part. That's a successful marriage. You haven't said whether he doesn't want to work, or he lost his job, or he never had a job. We don't know. So I'm going to have to guess here. He's not working. Let's assume that he used to have a job and he lost his job. It's the duty of the wife to stand in there with him. It's not him that has lost his job. It's both of you, in the sense that what happens to the husband will reflect on the wife. What happens to the wife will reflect on the husband. Don't forget that as far as God is concerned, you are one. The Bible says a man shall leave his father and mother and they shall become one flesh. So he sees only one person. So the fact that the husband lost his job, you both lost a job. So you have to come together to find ways and means of helping out and creating a situation whereby it's not going to cause too many problems between you. Number one, you need to be praying for him and praying with him so that he can find a job. And not only find a job, maybe find a better one than the one he had in the first place. If he never had a job, you still have to pray with him and pray for him. Pray together, hold hands, kneel together, talk to God together, and God will hear because he understands. And he's the one that said in his word that if you do not work, you will not eat. But you will eat because it's both of you that are in this together. So, to make life better, the other partner needs to be able to work. And that's why you have to pray together. You don't want to make him look as if he's beneath you just because he doesn't have a job at the moment. Don't forget, he might even get a better job than the one you have, and maybe the one he had. Maybe God is working something out for not just him, but for both of you. So make sure that you are not mocking him, you're not laughing at him, and you're standing in the gap with him. You're holding hands with him, not just physically, but also spiritually. And you are encouraging him not to lose hope, not to be discouraged, not to be depressed, and just continue to be the person you've always been. And when he does get that job, he will remember that you stood in the gap for him when things were difficult for him. And he will never forget it. Well, the Bible says in Ephesians chapter 5, verses 21 to 23, that we're supposed to submit to one another. It says, brethren, submit to one another. And lots of people misunderstand what the Bible is saying. When the Bible says brethren, it means Christians, brothers and sisters, because we're all brothers and sisters. Submit to one another. It means Christians submit to each other. But the Bible goes a step further in verse 22. That wives, submit to your own husbands. Now, the word submit in verse 22 is slightly different to what it means in verse 21. Verse 21 basically means, agree with one another, fellowship with one another, make friends with one another, be your brother's keeper. Like that. But 22 is saying, honor your husband. It is meaning respect your husband. It does not mean, and what I'm about to say is that some people believe that it means that you must always agree, even when there's an argument between you. It's not about arguments. It's about respecting him, honoring him. Don't forget, the Bible says that the man is the head of the family after God. God first, Jesus first, and then your husband as the head of the family. It doesn't mean he's saying, whatever I say stands. It's not about that. It's about honoring him, showing him respect. It's not about arguments. It's not about whether you have a fundamental and the right argument over what he's thinking or what he's saying. It's not about arguments. It's about honoring him. When you go to verse 23, it's saying, husbands, love your wives. He's talking about love. The way God wired men, it can be difficult for a man to just continue loving one woman all the days of his life because he sees so many women and he gets attracted to so many women. Oh gosh, look at that one. Oh, she looks so beautiful. And he's comparing and contrasting. And he saw another one. And he's and he's attracted to that one as well. Men can be weak at times, which is the reason why, because God knows that they can be weak, He's saying, love your wife. And when you love your wife, everything around your marriage, that love will bind you. That love will sustain you. That love will keep you together till death do you part. Now, let me flip back to the woman. God knows that the woman too can be weak in having to show respect and having to honor the man. Maybe she could be argumentative, that why should it be him all the time? Why can't I say this? Why can't I do this? And he knows that she could be weak in that area, which is why he reiterated, wives, submit. And that submission means respect and honor your husband. I hope today's conversation has been a blessing to you. Remember, marriage is a journey of commitment, love, and faith. Join me every Saturday for new episodes where I'll continue answering your most important questions. Please don't forget to send your questions to the information display on the screen. Thanks for watching. See you next Saturday.